Hello, welcome back to another video. Today it is my top tech purchases of 2024 this year, of which I have picked 3 to show to you today, and they are all in this bag. Okay, the first item in question is this, my Kindle. I got the Kindle in early this year while we were having a big winter storm with a power outage situation going on. It was not fun. It's just the cheapest Kindle you can get. I think it came out in 2022. This case I got was from Etsy, and I love it. It's colorful and fun. But man, I have notoriously been the guy who doesn't like reading, like forever. And I've always been, well, when I was a little kid, I loved it. And then in my kind of adolescence, I've notoriously, people will quote me on this saying, I aspire to be somebody who likes to read. But I just don't, and I never have. And a big reason for that is I don't like paper. If you know me, you probably know this. But this little gadget is, I wanna say $99. It was just the cheapest Kindle. I am a reading guy now. I use this every night before I go to bed. I read at least a chapter of a book. Right now, it's The Secret Garden, a reread of which somebody's coming by with a wheelbarrow, so I'm gonna pause for a minute. Things I like about the Kindle. Well, I like that it's small. I like that it has the front light option. If it's too dark where you are, you can still read it. And me and Meg was the one who actually got a Kindle first, and she was hyping it up so much that I just had to get one. So now we both have them, and I will tell you what, man, you and your partner in bed reading Kindle together before you go to bed is just... Okay, we're settled. Thing number 2 coming out of the bag is this. That's right, fellas, it is an iPod. An iPod Classic. I believe this is the 7th generation, or 7th. I got this from Facebook Marketplace a couple months ago now, maybe last month. Ugh, I have no reference of time recently. First of all, it is so small, pretty slim, and the build quality on it is just incredible. Look, there's you. As somebody who's been using Spotify for a long time, I can say that the satisfaction of adding something to your library or adding something to your collection is just so minimized when you have Spotify. It's kind of like this soulless thing where you just have an infinite library that just keeps expanding, and the music that you listen to doesn't really have as much of a meaning to me, at least for me personally, anymore, because there's just such a huge amount of stuff that's always coming out. Something like an iPod or a collection. Of course, everything I have on my iPod, I have in physical CDs, which is so fun as well. Everything that you choose to have on here, everything that you choose to have a copy of in CD is something that you've chosen and you've picked it for a reason, and you've invested even a bit of money into it, and every part, every piece of your collection has a story behind it. And that makes listening to the things that you have chosen feel much more personal, feel much more realized in a way. And so, yeah, that's the philosophy behind it. Also, just having an offline device, no distractions, no notifications, no nothing, just you and your music. I plug my wired headphones into this. You can just dive into something and listen, is great. Also, this pairs very well with the Kindle, I will say. I mean, you've got distraction-free music and a book. I don't know, maybe you're laying in the sun, you're at the beach, at the lake, in the grass. These things pair perfectly together. Vintage electronics also have been making a comeback for me, so loving that. Some people have been watching me film this and are like, what is this guy doing? Thing number 3, last and least important, but still cool. What am I doing? I've been butt dialing on my phone this whole time. I just made a draft emailing Claro because I bought something from her merch store. The Google Pixel 8. This is it. Why is it the least important thing on the list? Because I don't use my phone very much in a day. My screen time varies from 1 to 2 hours, which I guess is still a lot. So, you know, an hour or 2 in a day that you're using on your phone. So, you know, I want it to be a good one, and this really is. But most of the time, I'm using either the devices I talked about earlier. I'm playing a video game, watching the TV. Actually, most of the time is spent on my computer because I do a lot of stuff on my computer these days. So I don't use my phone very much, but for me, for the basics, for the essentials, the Google Pixel 8 is just a dream. It is great. It is nice and small, compact, relatively, for phones these days. That color It's a hazel summer, Noah, it's a hazel summer. And yeah, if my Google Pixel 7 was practically pixel perfect, I would go ahead and say that the Pixel 8 is pixel perfect. I wasn't originally gonna get the Pixel 8, but it just so happened that I had an opportunity arise where I didn't have to really pay that much to get it. So I was like, why not? And I'm glad I did, because it really takes the last final few little nitpicks I had with the 7 and refines it to a T to make this truly a perfect smartphone. Cameras, excellent. Performance, good enough. Screen, really good. In direct sunlight in the summer, you can see this no problem. And I love that about it. But my favorite thing is just clearly the design. I think it is a sleek little guy, and it fits perfectly with Google's Material U design. So we love the Google Pixel 8. But again, probably the least important on this list. So take that for what you will. Anyways, thank you for coming to today's Yap Sesh, today's episode of Tech Geekin, and I will see you again in the next video. I have a new cover coming up. Comment below if you have any guesses. Until then, bye. It truly is a lovely day outside today. I mean, also fit check. I'm standing right on one of those grates that I could drop my phone in. Fit check.